Yes. So feeling very excited, feeling very happy to be in front of you. So once again, a very warm welcome to all the teachers to this online teacher training program. I wanted to begin the session with this quote: teachers plant the seeds of knowledge that last a lifetime. Don't you think, teachers, that this is relevant, much relevant to the EVS session? So with this positive thought, we will move on to the next slide. What is EVS? In this session, we are going to discuss the different teaching, learning, objectives, effective ways, techniques of environmental science. So before we jump into the actual session, let us have an idea of what is environmental science. Teachers, all of you are experienced, all of you know well about the subject. I don't have anything new in my bucket. All I'm going to tell you, share with you, is the knowledge that I have acquired through my 22 years of service. So why I have made a mention of the definition of environmental science here is that every time you start with an environmental science class, please insist the definition. Please help the children to understand that all that they are going to learn in environmental science is the surroundings, whatever is there around them. Ensure that the topic is going to be very interesting. Help them connect the concept or the topic that they learn in the classroom with the things that are around them. Help them understand that the things around them interact and work with each other. So it is a branch of biology that studies the relationship between the organs and the environment. You tell them that whatever is around you, you are going to learn in this subject. So that will help the children to connect well with the topic that you are going to present in front of the children. The future of the world is in my classroom today. Do you accept with me, teachers?
Yeah, ma'am.
Yes, the future of the world is in your classroom. Yes. So every time you go into your classroom, please have this thought. We all are in a very noble profession. We are the contributors to the education of the society. The future citizens of our country is sitting in front of us. Teachers, every action that you take in the classroom, every word you utter in the classroom will have a very deep, huge impact in the minds of the children. So be very careful to select, to choose the words, to choose your action, which will inculcate, which will instill a very deep impact in the children, a positive impact in the children, so that they grow up with good attitudes, good values, and you will be self-apprising yourselves for producing a good citizen for our country. So with this positive note, we will quickly jump into the objectives of the workshop. So what are the objectives you are going to discuss here? How to strengthen the teaching learning process. Strengthening teaching learning process is very, very important. And once you find ways to strengthen teaching learning process, you justify your job. Yes or no, teachers? Strengthening teaching learning is very, very important. Yes. So how will you do it? What are the different ways you can handle to strengthen the teaching learning process? How to make familiar with the different teaching aids? How to discuss the effective ways of teaching the given topic? How to decide on the different activities, projects? Environmental science is a subject which includes lots of practical training, practical learning. So every subject, for every topic, you need to decide the different activities, the projects, assessment tools, etc., which you are going to make your children do. Inculcate values in the young minds. Use every opportunity, every topic, every subtopic to insist some values in the minds of the children. Nowadays, in the fast world, teachers, we need to understand our huge responsibility of acting as second parent in the classroom. The parents are living in a fast world. They do not have enough time to spend with their children. We will take up that responsibility, that role of giving and inculcating values in the young minds. Every topic in EVS will have some values. Please, you find out those values and inculcate in the young minds. So, teaching aids. These are the regular teaching aids we carry to the classroom. Blackboard, chalkpiece, pictures that you draw on the blackboard, pictures in the reader sometimes will help us to give a lead to the topic. Posters in the classrooms, specimens. When you teach a social lesson, you may need a map or a globe. Definitely carry it to the classroom. Questions. Sometimes a topic can be introduced through a question. A question or a discussion can be a lead to the topic. Audio visual aids. Teachers, now I want a small answer from you. Is there any other teaching aid that you can carry to the classroom other than this? Anything comes to your mind?
Yeah. Real specimen we can use, ma'am, for plant lesson or parts of the plant.
Excellent.
We can show it.
Excellent. Real specimens. Excellent. Anything else you can carry? Okay. The enthusiasm is the greatest teaching aid that you will carry to the classroom. Ma'am, if you are filled with enthusiasm, the enthusiasm will be spread among the children. The classroom will be filled with enthusiasm. So only if you are filled with enthusiasm, you can present a topic with more positive note to the children. Please don't miss to carry the enthusiasm into the classroom. And when we talk about the teaching aids play a vital role in making the subject, making the topic very interesting. So choose proper teaching aid. Teaching aid differs for different topics, different subjects. So the teachers have to wisely choose which teaching aid suits the particular topic. Sometimes some classes need some other teaching aid. Ma'am, you will be handling 2 sections, the same subject. One section may be quick in grasping, the other section needs a different push. So teachers have to decide which is the best teaching aid that you can carry to your classroom. Give a very good observance. Observe all your students. See that you understand the plus and minus, the positive and negative of every child. Only then you can cater to the needs of all the 40 children in the classroom. So next is the points that we are going to discuss in this session. Teaching methodology, lesson plan, learning objectives, learning outcomes, art integrated learning, activities, assessment tools, practical learning, evaluation guidelines, projects. What are all these? These are just planning, preparing yourself to present a topic in an effective manner to the students. I came across a number of proverbs, ma'am, to quote here. Productivity is a result of intelligent planning and focused effort. Tomorrow belongs to people who plan. To make it very simple in Vadivelu's words, எதையுமே plan பண்ணி பண்ணணும். Planning will land you in perfect success. So please, for every topic, you plan, you do lots of homework before you enter your classroom. Sometimes you may have too much of work schedule in the school. Sometimes you may have too much of work schedule in your house also. Ma'am, please don't compromise the school work because of the hectic work schedule at home. Don't compromise work schedule at home because of the hectic work schedule in the school. First, learn to balance both. So what do you need to balance both? Planning. So remember, Vadivelu, always, whenever you take your syllabus and when you take your reader, please plan well and go into the classroom. So teaching methodology. There are many teaching methodologies. Ma'am, we all are experienced teachers. We are using many teaching methodologies. We may not be knowing the name of the term of the teaching methodology that we have been using all these days. Participative method. As the name implies, you encourage the children to involve in the classroom activity, to participate in whatever is happening in the classroom. Discussion method. You give a topic that leads to the discussion relevant to the topic that you are going to teach in the class. Deductive method. This is the traditional method, and I can say 90% of the teaching goes around this deductive method. What is deductive method? You explain to the children all the concepts, terms, rules, everything you explain. May I request all the participants, please keep your audio in mute. Thank you. So you explain all the concepts to the children and you make them understand. So do we do this, ma'am? Do we do this? Majority of the lessons are done like this. So deductive method is carried on by 90% of the teachers to teach the lessons in the classroom. Flipped classroom. Flipped classroom is something which will help the children to think and explore. Whatever you want your children to find by themselves, give the small topic or a question, small question to the children. Ask them to find the answer and come prepared for a discussion the next day. That is flipped classroom. Flipped classroom, don't miss to use it, ma'am. For every topic, give them one flipped classroom so that the children will get used to thinking, exploring, and understand by themselves. Inquiry method, inquiry. They will make lots of inquiries, experiments. They will do projects and understand something by themselves. And project-based learning. Every topic will have a project to be done. While selecting a project, see that it is cost-effective and the children can do it on their own. So these are the different teaching methodologies that we can handle in the classroom. So the topic I have taken today is sources of water and irrigation. Ma'am, all you teachers are well experienced and there is no necessity for me to tell you, explain to you what are the sources of water, what is irrigation, purpose and all that. I am definitely not going to do that. I have taken this as an example to understand what are the different methods, and we will take one subtopic as example from this major topic, and we will see how each methodology works out for different topics. These are some of the suggestions I give to you in the classroom. When you go stand in front of the students, you will get n number of innovative ideas. Don't miss to use it, record it so that you can also share your experience as I am doing later. So how will you introduce the topic? The topic sources of water and irrigation. How can we introduce the topic to the children? You can ask them simple and relevant questions. Narrate a story relevant to the topic and prepare the students for the lesson. Pictures drawn on the blackboard, audio visual aids, real models you can bring to the classroom. Narrating a story. How many of you agree with me? Narrating a story will catch the interest of the children. Just thumbs up. How many of you agree with me?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Yes. So all the children are interested in listening to stories. Ma'am, while I tell narrating a story, please don't go search for stories in the Google, because only you know how you are going to present the topic to the children. So you are the best creator of the story for this lesson for your class. Shall we start preparing a story for introducing water? We will take one character, a girl who is walking from her house. Maybe her mother asked her to buy something. Ma'am, and one thing understand, stories do not have eyes, hands, as our parents used to say. So please don't question. You tell your children, the children will ask, ma'am, how can a tree speak? How can an animal speak? Please help your children. Tell your children, stories do not have eyes or hands. Please listen to what I say. So a girl is walking and she sees a plant which is dried up. And she is really puzzled because she has not seen a dried plant before. The plant speaks. The plant calls the girl and says, "Oh, little girl in front of me, can you give me some water?" So the girl takes some water from the nearby hand pump on whatever it is and pours some water to the rose plant. The rose plant feels very happy and thanks. So what the child will learn from this? The child learns that the plants need water. As we drink water, the plants cannot take water on their own. Either they take it from the ground or they need someone to pour water to them. Am I clear, ma'am? Are
Yes,
you
ma'am.
able to connect?
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
Good.
ma'am.
Thank you. So the child walks still little more away. It sees an animal, maybe a cow or whatever is your favorite animal. My favorite animal is chimpanzee. Whatever your favorite animal is, you can bring that as a character and you can make the animal speak. So the child gives water to the animal also. So the child learns, the children learn that animal also need water. These are all living things. These two living things need water. The child walks further. She reaches a forest. She sees lots of trees around the forest. And she knows that there is someone to take care of the garden, the path. But there is no one to take care of the forest. Then how is that? The forest has huge, thick trees that are fresh. Now the child will think. Now you have to help the child understand that the primary source of water, the rain, helps the trees in the forest to grow and flourish. The child walks still further. She is out of the forest. Okay, because inside the forest we cannot bring a river. So she is out of the forest. She sees a river flowing. She understands that the water body, the river flows. It doesn't stay, it flows. She sees a small ant struggling inside the river. Now she plucks a leaf immediately. She puts it inside the river and helps the ant to come out. Here we are teaching two things. One value, helping the animals. We are also helping the child understand that though living things need water, excess of water is always a damage to the life and the property. She sees inside the river. She sees some of the fish swimming in group. The child understands that there are some animals that live in water that is dependent. Ma'am, anyone would like to carry on the story further? You can. I will wait for a minute, or you can do it in your classroom, ma'am. So whatever you want to teach, make it a story. And understand, ma'am, every topic story will not work out. Fortunately or unfortunately, it worked out for this topic. So you have to decide, maybe a poem that is relevant to the topic, maybe a personal experience. Ma'am, children will love to listen from you, your personal experience. I don't know how many of you have experienced, I will stand in front of my children and I will start, do you know, when I was a school girl, then everyone will stop everything and just listen to you without tapping their eyelids. So they are interested to learn something about our experience. So you can use that also as an introduction technique. So it is you to decide how you are going to introduce a given topic to the children. So introduction is very, very important, very, very vital. This is the place where you can catch the interest of the children and you can carry it over till the end of the session. So inquiry method. In the water topic, I have brought an example for inquiry method. While teaching about water, we always tell them water, all liquids do not have shapes. They take the shape of the container. So if you tell it directly, maybe they may not be able to understand better or relate better. So what you can do, you can group them, 4 in one group, divide them into different groups. Make each group bring different shapes of vessels. So you encourage them to pour water from a small container to a big container and so on. All this to be done under your supervision. That is very, very important. So at the end of this, you ask them many questions and make them understand that water takes the shape of the container. Then you tell them all liquids take the shape of the container. They do not have a specific shape. So the learning objectives. What do you mean by learning objectives? the learning objectives is set by the teachers. Whatever you want your students to learn from the topic, you will fix it as learning objective. Learning objective is not measurable. You have to decide for class 3, for this topic, what are all the learning objectives? For class 4, what are all the learning objectives? For class 5, what are all the learning objectives? You have to decide. You have to do a very good homework on this. So for this given topic, I have made a general learning objective for all the 3 classes. Discuss the distribution of water on the earth, sources of water, identify the sources of drinking water, introduce natural and man-made resources, discuss the different forms of water, liquid, solid and gas, discuss the water cycle. It's very, very important to discuss water cycle because they need to know how the rainwater helps us to get water and recycle the water that is present on the earth. List out the functions of water in our body. When you introduce the topic water, don't just tell them that water is only for quenching thirst. There are also other functions that the water do inside our body. Don't miss to tell it. And again, make it age appropriate. You have to decide. Class 3 will not understand if you talk about brain and all that. Cells, tissues, they will not understand. So you have to make it age appropriate. Make your words very simple. Don't use complex terms for class 3 because that is the first class they are learning EVS. And list out the foods that are rich in water. Not only from the water, any food that contains water. You have to introduce that to them. Importance of water conservation. Ma'am, very, very important for the current scenario. Don't miss to talk repeatedly. May it not be an environmental science class. In every class, every period, snacks period, break period, lunch period, don't miss to talk about water conservation, which is very, very important. Explain the 3 R's: reduce, reuse, and recycle. Discuss the ways of avoiding water wastage. You have to give them some suggestions and take some suggestions from them also. Introduce rainwater harvesting. It is done in every house nowadays. So you can ask the children to go and check how is it done, how it works. Explain the purpose of building dams. Explain about irrigation. So these are the learning objectives which I thought will be important, should be added for classes 3 to 5. Ma'am, anything apart from this that comes to your mind is the best learning objective, please include it in your class. So to arrive at the learning objective, can one of you tell me what to be done? How can we arrive at the learning objective for the particular topic? Any one suggestion? How can you arrive? Vadivelu, mere planning. You have to plan. Plan well for the given topic and arrive at the learning objectives. So learning objectives is set by the teachers. It is not measurable. You have to set the boundaries according to the classes. Make it age appropriate. So next comes the learning outcome. What do you mean by learning outcome? What you expect your student to acquire as knowledge, to acquire as skill at the end of the learning process is learning outcome. Am I clear, ma'am? Am I confusing or am I clear?
No, no.
Yes,
Clear,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So learning objective is set by the teachers. Learning outcome is expected out of the students at the end of the learning process. So whatever you want your child to acquire, you want your students to acquire at the end of the learning process should be set in the learning outcome. Understand, learning outcome and learning objectives are interconnected. You have to wisely plan and decide learning objective so that you attain the learning outcomes. So difference between learning objectives and learning outcomes. What are the difference between learning objectives and learning outcomes? Just now I told you, learning objectives set by the...
Ma'am.
Yes,
ma'am. Learning objective is decided by the teacher.
Exactly.
And learning objective is the what the child acquires by our teaching.
Excellent. Excellent. Learning outcome is what your child acquires through your teaching. Learning objective is decided by you. Whatever you want your child to acquire as knowledge or skill, you decide when you decide for learning objective. And every of your planning should aim at triggering the inquisitiveness of the children. The children should ask more and more why questions and how questions in class. Ma'am, questioning is the beginning of learning. Questioning is a good sign of learning. So encourage your children to ask more and more why question, more and more how question, and prepare yourself to face these why questions and how questions well in the classroom. Just now when I was narrating the story, a child may ask, ma'am, you told that plant needs water, animal needs water, fish needs water to live in. You didn't tell anything about insects. Do insects need water? Can anyone answer my question? Do insects need water?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
This is also one of
They
the animal
also
group.
need water.
Yes.
So
Yes.
do they
Yes,
go
ma'am.
to the kitchen, take a tumbler of water and drink? How do they
No.
get their water?
No, no.
Just
How do
by
they get their water? They get their
Ma'am,
water through their
insects.
yes, ma'am.
Ma'am, this ants and all those insects, they have their food. In that, some amount of water is involved.
Excellent, ma'am. Excellent. So they get their food through their they get the water content through the food they eat. Here there
Yes.
are herbivores and they are carnivores insects. Herbivores insect get from the food. Carnivores insect, how do they get? Sometimes they drink directly from the water on the water body. There are so many things that to be that you have to update yourselves. Ma'am, all this is not necessary at all for classes 3, 4, and 5. Depending on the mouth parts of the insects, some are chewers, some are suckers. Suckers will have a proboscis. Those insects which feed on blood will get water content from the blood. All this you update yourselves, ma'am. Do not know when you will require all this. When the children, you anticipate the questions the children might ask from the given topic and accordingly prepare yourselves. Yes, ma'am. So
Yes,
that
yes,
is
yes.
about the difference between learning objectives and the learning outcomes.
Okay.
Whenever you set a learning objective, ensure that the 3 domains of learning, cognitive, affective, and psychomotor, is taken care of. Ma'am, in every topic, there should be an exercise that improves the cognitive skill of the child, that improves the affective skill of the child, that improves the psychomotor skill of the child. Don't you think
Yes.
the picture is self-explanatory? The cognitive skill is the thinking ability, intellectual skill, the knowledge that the child gains out of your teaching. Affective
Yes.
is the values, the attitude, the
It
child
gets
takes some
motivated.
values from the topic that you teach. That is affective. Psychomotor is a project that you give for the children. May it be a poster making, may it be a model making, a chart making, anything, flashcards, anything. So that is psychomotor. So keep
Yes.
these 3 domains of learning in your mind when you decide on the learning objectives and learning outcomes. These 3 domains of learning, cognitive skill, affective skill, and psychomotor skill, to be taken care of, to be ensured in the classroom. Ma'am, whatever we teach now in the primary level, do you think this is going to, our syllabus is set in such a way that whatever is required at this age, at this time period, is set as syllabus. The children who are learning in primary will settle in their career after 20 or 25 years. Do you agree with me, ma'am? Are you able to understand what I'm coming to say?
Yes.
Yes,
Do you
yes,
think,
yes.
do you think whatever we teach now is going to help them after 25 years when they go and settle in their job?
No, no.
A little help. So what can we do, ma'am? with the syllabus that is available. We cannot also make a guess of what is required after 25 years, and we cannot also make a syllabus according to that. But what can we do? We can improve 3 important skills in the children. What are the 3 important skills? First one is improve their creativity, improve their creative skills, give them ample opportunity to improve their creative skills. Give them ample opportunity, ample activities to make, to explore. Let them explore, learn and understand by themselves. Ma'am, don't serve everything on the plate. Please give them the plate. Let them fill it on their own. Let them learn to explore. Last but not the least, let them think a lot. Along with all these 3, do you understand, ma'am? Creative skill, exploring skill and thinking skill. Please improve, try to improve these 3 skills. Every of your topic, decide on these 3 skills. Once these 3 skills are improved in the children, they will get adapted to any situation. After 20 years, 25 years or 30 years, the child will know how to creatively think, to creatively adapt to the situation. The child will know to explore and find new ways. The child will think and understand what is best, what is not best for the child. Ma'am, along with these 3, never miss to inculcate values in them. So with this, we'll move on to the next slide. So we will pick some examples from subtopics from the lesson, and we will see how to present it to the children and what the child will learn out of it. You just give an information to the children that a single drop of water may contain millions of viruses and bacteria. Just give it to them. You give a lead question. So it contains millions of viruses and bacteria. Can we drink the water as it is? The students will say, no, 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 we cannot drink. You ask them why? Why cannot we drink? What will happen if we drink? So the child will say, we will get fever, age appropriate again. According to their ages, whatever comes to their mind, they will say, ma'am, if we drink dirty water, we will get this, we will get that and all that. Now, make the child ask question again. Okay, now tell me, we know that water is contaminated with viruses and bacteria. We also know that we shouldn't drink contaminated water. So what are we going to do? Now, the child should say, ma'am, we should drink boiled water, we should drink purified water. Every topic, give them an inference, an information, and pick out the answers from them. Ma'am, again, everything cannot be done like this. For example, if you are explaining water cycle, you have to explain. That you cannot pick from the child's mouth. There are some topics in every lesson, some subtopics in every lesson, which you can pick out the answers from the students. Please don't miss to do it. Let the children think. Even if they come out with a wrong answer, please encourage them. Tell them, no child, this is not the right answer. Let us think and find some other good answer. If the children are struggling too much, you can give them some clues, some clue words drawn on the blackboard, written on the blackboard, and encourage them to come out with the question that is there in your mind. Come out with the answer that is there in your mind. Now, while talking about this, when you are talking about okay, when you are talking about this, you can also give them an activity. If we happen to drink by mistake contaminated water, we may get waterborne diseases. So you may give them an assignment. Find out what are all the waterborne diseases, how are they caused, and what are the symptoms. And here, I think you can also give them a chance, an opportunity to talk with their grandparents. Ma'am, nowadays, again, a fast world. Nobody at home has the patience to talk with the elders at home. Am I right, ma'am? And elders need... Oh, just give me a thumbs up if you find. That is how I tell my students in the online class, because every time unmuting and answering. Thank you, Ramya ma'am. Okay, so nowadays the grandparents, I mean, no one has the patience or time. They have lots of work to do, so then they don't have a time. So you give them an opportunity to the students to talk with their grandparents. Go and ask them to talk with their grandparents and make a comparison study. Ma'am, 50 years back, when I was okay, again, as I tell my students, when I was in my school, when I was a school going girl, I remember drinking water from the tap. We will never bother from which tank it is stored, from where it comes and all that. We are healthy now, but can we do that now? No, we cannot do that now. Ask the children, put this thought in the children's mind and encourage them to think. Ask them to go to their grandparents and make a comparison study. Give them questions also. Maybe the children may not be able to raise a question. Give them 5 questions. Let them go and interview their grandparents. Ask them how they used to get water when they were small children, how they used to drink water, how their parents used to store water. Ask them to make a comparison study. Ma'am, this will give a clear idea of the current scenario, how worst the human activity has made the resources. This will give them an idea. You and I have almost in the middle age, and we have little to do. But these children are going to be the future citizens. They have a lot more to do for the country, for the land, to save and protect the natural resources. Please don't miss any opportunity, ma'am, to inculcate value, to inculcate the skill of thinking, exploring, and all that. Learning through pictures. Don't you think our brain is designed in such a way that it enjoys, understands, and retains better by seeing the pictures? So evaporation, all of you know what is evaporation. I'm not going to tell you, but you're going to tell me, is the picture self-explanatory? Just thumbs up.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So for every term, if you feel that the term, because along with evaporation, you are going to introduce condensation, precipitation, and it should not confuse the children. So for every topic, every term, you feel that the topic is going to confuse the children a little, please do posters like this and pin it up in the classroom. Ma'am, when you pin up posters in the classroom, the children by default, at least twice or thrice, they will look at the poster. You don't insist the children, see the poster, see what is happening. Please don't do it. All you can do it is to make a colorful poster, an attractive poster, and pin it in the classroom. Definitely that will attract the attention of the children. So when they see it repeatedly, they will know. I used to draw a picture of a sun, and I used to draw a straw in his mouth, and I used to draw a big basket, and I will say ocean is inside it. And see, the sun is enjoying its morning drink. So you can use your own innovative ideas to help the children understand the different terms, different concepts. The second picture, this explains better what is precipitation also. Condenses and precipitates, falls down as rain. So pictures like this are self-explanatory. So who will make postures? You will make, or the students will make? Any suggestions quickly, ma'am?
The hard ones we can make, and certain things we can guide the students to make.
Excellent.
We can
Excellent.
as an activity.
Excellent, Ganeshini ma'am. So Ganeshini ma'am means to say, don't give as homework. Excellent. So if you give these as homework, only the parents' work will come out. So as Ganeshini ma'am said, whichever you feel is difficult for the child, you do it. Whichever you feel the child can do, ask them to bring material to the classroom under your supervision, make them do. Recently, we had a Sisusha activity. I thought how I can make my class 1 children. I'm the class teacher of class 1. How can I make the children do a poster? Ma'am, Swachh Bharat poster, they did wonderfully. I don't have the picture. Had I Otherwise I would have shared it also. I never expected a child who's very bad in handwriting came out with a very good drawing. So by poster making, the children will also understand the concept better. So go for more and more posters in the classroom. Water cycle. So draw a picture like this or make a poster like this. This clearly explains the water cycle. The sun with its two big hands, but also tell the children, this is only imaginary. Sun do not have hands. So it takes water. It passes on the water to the clouds. The clouds are very happy to receive the water, and on cooling, it gives it whatever it got. Ma'am, again a value. Whatever it got, it gives back.
Is returning back.
There a value, ma'am? This I never
Yes, ma'am.
planned. Yes, while making this slide, I never planned. But now it comes like this. Whatever you don't plan also, when you stand in front of the classroom, in front of your students, many innovative ideas will come out, ma'am. Please don't miss to do it. But all this will come only when you carry the important teaching aid. What is it? Important teaching aid. Enthusiasm. Excellent. So carry enthusiasm. Everything will come on its way, ma'am. So this is about water cycle. Next. When we talk about water conservation, we will also be discussing about the ways of avoiding water wastage. There are so many ways. Stop leaking taps. Whenever you see someone leaving the tap open, close it. Use only half mug of water. Use only half bucket of water to take bath. Half mug of water to brush your teeth, and all that. All that is over. Show this picture to the children and ask them what they understand out of this. So can anyone tell me what does the first picture say?
Conservation of water.
Conservation. First picture.
For water, they are going.
So
Yes.
getting water from a long distance.
Excellent. Excellent.
Ma'am, the
Second,
difficulty in getting
suppose-
water.
Excellent. Excellent. So there are some people who walk a long distance to get water. Now compare this to the current scenario. Ask the children, from where do you get water? Do you walk a long distance? Does your mother go to a long distance? The children will say, no, miss, I will just open the tap and I will get water. Point number one. Okay. Now ask them to observe the next picture. What does the lady in the next picture do?
Recycle of water.
Excellent.
Recycle of water.
Excellent. Recycle. The
Yes,
picture
yes.
is self-explanatory. Recycle of
Recycle.
water. Yes, she takes bath. The water that is used for taking bath is collected in a bowl, and the same bowl of water is used for giving a bath to
Used
the
for
animal.
animal.
And see, ma'am, that water is running to the plant. So this is what is reusing the water. Insist, even at home, you can reuse the water. Ma'am, how can we reuse the water? Can we have a cot like this, sit outside, and can we take a bath? The children will ask, ma'am. Your students will definitely come out with a question. You give them ideas. Ask your mummy to have a bucket. And whatever she washes the rice, dal, vegetable. In daily cooking, at least half a bucket of water is used for washing. This water can be used for watering the plants. And this water can be used for cleaning the doormats and all that. So this is about reusing the water. So reusing water can also be done as the first picture says, but we have to do a lot for this. The water that we use in the wash basin, I've seen many houses who have done in such a way that the water we use to wash from the wash basin, it goes straight to the plants. So that is reusing. And insist the 3 R's in the classroom. Whenever you teach water, 3 R's: reuse, reduce, reuse, and recycle. Reduce water, reduce electricity, reduce the usage of natural resources. Use only whatever is required. Don't use more than that. Reuse. Reuse to reduce the wastage. Don't throw away whatever you can use. Once again, please reuse. Recycle the old thing. Don't throw away. Give a new usage to the old thing. Here, you can give a project to the children. I have seen my grandma soaking bits of paper in water. She adds some fenugreek to it. She makes it a fine paste. And this paste can be applied to a mold of container. Whichever shape of container you feel you need to have, you can make a mold out of it. You dry it out in the sun for 1 or 2 days. The mold will get separated and you will get a beautiful cup made of this paper mesh. Has anyone tried this, ma'am?
I did it in my class,
Yes.
ma'am.
Excellent.
Done it in my class, a bowl.
Excellent, excellent, ma'am. So
I
you
use
can,
it as a chalk piece bowl. Chalk piece.
excellent, excellent. So you can give this as a project, as an activity to the children, and you can ask them to present it to their moms or grandmoms at home. So think good projects to for making the children to understand what you have taught in the class. Whatever you have taught in the class, when there is hand-on experience, when there is an experiential learning, they will understand better. So we have to think better and decide on that. So water pollution is something which definitely we have to make the students understand. So when you talk about water pollution, also tell them that land also shouldn't be polluted. They pollute the classroom a lot. Sometimes some children cannot stop sharpening their pencils. So stop all that. Show this picture. Don't only talk about the industries that is adding to the water pollution, because the we also have to take the responsibility of water pollution. How far we are polluting, the pollution that we make to the ocean. Talk to them about the water animals that get entangled in the plastic covers or the nets. If possible, you can take them to the audio visual room and you can show them a video of how the animal struggles because they have entangled into a plastic cover or a plastic net. Please talk to them all that, sensitize the children, take every opportunity to inculcate a value, take every opportunity to give a deep meaning to what you are teaching to the children. So next comes the lesson plan. Making a lesson plan is very, very important. I know all of us, by the end of every month, we will be in a very tensed moment because we should be the first to submit the lesson plan to the principal table and all that. Ma'am, that is not the objective of writing the lesson plan. You take 2 more days also, but do a thorough planning. Lesson plan is your roadmap. How you are going to travel in your classroom is well explained by the lesson plan. It helps you to identify your goal in the classroom. Ma'am, only if you identify your goal, you can set a goal to your children. Yes or no, ma'am? So it helps you to identify your goal in the classroom. It helps you to travel smoothly in your classroom. So please do a very good homework. Objective of making a lesson plan is not to submit on time. Take 2 more, extend it for 2 more days. Not more than that, ma'am. Please don't drag my name. That teacher only told you can submit it late. Don't drag my name. I'm telling, extend it 2 more days. But make it pakka. Make it in such a way that it will help you to travel comfortably in your classroom. So what are the components of the lesson plan? Month, date, number of periods, class and subject, duration, topic, general objectives, specific objectives. So this has to be included in your lesson plan. General objective, specific objective, you know, learning objective. Just now we discussed whatever you want your child to learn at the end of to acquire at the end of the process is the objective. That now we are separating into dividing into general objective and specific objective. What is it? General objective is the overall development of the child in the given topic. For example, for water topic, the child should understand the sources of water, from where we get it, different uses, and the values that we wrap up in the topic, all that. Specific objectives, water cycle, different forms of water. Am I clear, ma'am? Properties of water, that is specific objective. So for every topic, ma'am, if you divide the components of If you divide the lesson into different components, that will help you better to carry a lesson in the classroom. That will help you to add on thought-provoking questions to encourage the children to come out with thought-provoking questions in the classroom. Right, ma'am? So next comes the teaching aids, innovative method. Every topic will have an innovative method or many innovative methods. Ma'am, you are all the best judges. I have given some of my suggestions. You will come out with still more excellent ideas, still more excellent innovative methods. Please don't miss to use it. You think you will get it. You plan, you will get it. So learning outcomes, methodologies, evaluation. Ma'am, as I always say, teaching methodologies differ from topic to topic. Teaching methodologies differ from class to class. The same class, A section may be better in grasping than the next class. So according to the requirement of the students, please plan your learning objectives, learning outcomes, and other learning methodologies. So water. Don't miss to tell them that water is the gift of nature. We cannot make water. We get it from the nature. It is a natural resource. And how many of our children know, even class 5 know, that it is also an essential nutrient which our body, how much ever our body needs, it cannot make. It has to get the source from outside. It is a nutrient. Water is not for just quenching our thirst. We need to drink water. All of us will get complaints from the parents that my child doesn't drink water much. Please insist the children to drink water. I always tell my children, when the school reopens, June and July will be hot summer. Everyone will be having their lunch bag near them. I will tell my children, please, if you want to drink water, don't wait for my permission. Immediately drink it, because water is an essential nutrient. It has many good things, good benefits in our body. Please insist this in the classroom. As I told, whatever the teacher says, those words are golden words for the students. So let us take the responsibility of inculcating some good water habits in the children. Show this picture. If you plainly tell them that 70% of the earth is covered by water, 30% is land, than that, this picture speaks for itself. Show this picture and ask the children, what do you understand from it? So if they are not able to answer, you give them a lead. Tell them the blue color indicates water, green color indicates land. Then at least one child in the class will say, ma'am, major portion of the earth is covered by water and little portion is by land. So now you ask the question. So we have lots of water. Why should we think too much for conserving water? Why should we recycle water? Why should we reuse water? And what are the requirements? I think this to show you, I made this slide: agricultural needs, domestic needs, percentage. Class 3, class 4 will not understand. Even in class 5, only little percentage of children will understand. So just for showing you, I made this. So out of these needs, 8%, we need only 8% for the different activities, day-to-day activities. We have so much of water. Why? Why should we think about conservation? Then show them this picture, the world's water. In the big earth, we have only 1 drop of water. What we have as fresh water to drink is just a drop. Now, you can make the children to again make a comparison study. Make the children explore and find out the water availability in the different states of our country. Is the water availability, ma'am, in the same Chennai, one area gets good water, the other area depends on the lorry, water lorry. So explain, encourage the children to explore and find the answer, but tell them, teach them, though 70% of the earth is covered by water, out of the water available, quantity of water available, only 2% is fresh water, the drinkable water. 98% is salt water. Now drag them slowly towards their responsibility. Drag them to the understanding that is very, very important to conserve water for the future generation. So what are when we say water is a element, what are the other uses of water? It helps our internal organs to work smoothly. Pure water is the world's first and foremost medicine. Ma'am, recently this happened to me, my personal experience. My daughter's skin was getting dried and she was repeatedly pestering me. Whatever home remedy I said, she would never cooperate with me. She said she would never accept. She said no, she wants to meet a doctor. So I took her to a doctor who happened to be our family doctor. The doctor said, ma'am, your child needs to drink at least 1 to 1.5 liters of water every day. Her skin tone will automatically improve. So tell this to the children, particularly the girls. When you say that you will look pretty if you do this, they will definitely do it. Your hair will grow long. You say this, they will do it. Insist them that only if you drink water, you will become strong. But don't differentiate girls and boys in the class. Even the girls should be strong. So you, in general, you tell, if you want to be strong, if you want to look pretty and handsome, if you want to grow taller, please drink more water. Repeatedly insist this in the classroom. So make them understand water is the best gift of nature to mankind, and also make them understand how important it is to conserve water. So when we say water is very important for the smooth functioning of our internal organs. So what are the internal organs? Are there 1 or 2 internal organs that need, or all our organs need? How it helps our joints, bones and teeth, how water helps the blood to flow through our body, how it keeps us hydrated. When we talk about hydration, you explain to them what is hydration. Having enough water is hydration. So whenever we have diarrhea or nausea, what do? We drink electrol water, or we add sugar and little pinch of salt and we drink water to keep us hydrated. So explain all this. Improves skin complexion, helps weight loss, carries nutrients to all part of our body, helps the smooth functioning of the internal organs. Please speak about all this to your children. Make them understand that water is not only a thirst quencher, but also an important nutrient that your body needs, all your internal organs need. So when you talk about this, you can also tell them 5 best time to drink water. Ma'am, all these will not be given definitely in the reader. But again, act as second parent, inculcate certain good water habits in the children, because our children nowadays, they don't drink water. They don't give importance to drinking water. And many of the problem, ma'am, when we don't drink enough water, that even leads to memory loss, that even leads to lack of attention, because our brain cells also need water to function smoothly. So tell them, after waking up in the morning, I think many of us have cultivated the habit of drinking 1 cup of water in the empty stomach, which helps the smooth functioning of our internal organs. Inculcate those habits in the children also. Before a meal, after a workout, before bed, when you feel thirsty. So inculcate all this in the children. So water is the best natural remedy. What all the natural remedies we get? It helps lose weight, healthy skin, fights infection, get rid of body toxins, healthy heart, prevents joint pains and arthritis, boost energy, prevent constipation. Many children do not have the habit of doing their toilet habits at home. They come to the school and do. There is nothing wrong in doing it in the school, ma'am. There are people to help them out. But doing it in the morning is the healthy habit. Please don't miss to tell it in the classroom. Tell the children to drink at least 2 glasses of water after they brush their teeth at night, which will help them to do their toilet habit in the morning and come to the school. Also tell them, when they finish all that at home, they will feel fresh. So reduce the risk of cancer, improves productivity. Ma'am, this is again age appropriate. All this will not be understood by class 3. So whatever is required for class 3, you please explain it in the class 3. According to the classes, according to the standards, please tell this, but don't miss to tell all this. So putting it as a consolidated benefits: dehydration, fatigue, headache, weakened immunity, dry skin, loss of memory. Ma'am, when you introduce all this to the children, you may or may not get a question, a why question, a how question. One child will ask, ma'am, how it will cause headache? You be ready with the answer. If they don't ask, don't tell the answer. Don't divert the topic. Don't talk too much in the class. But when they come out with a question, a how question, you should be ready to answer. So when you collect all these details, you Google and find how dehydration results in headache. It says that the cells shrink, causing the brains to shrink. When the brain shrinks, it pulls the brain little apart from the skull, and this puts a pressure on the nerve, and this creates headache. Do you think 3, 4, 5 will understand all this, ma'am? They will not understand. What I'm coming to say is, make this simple, in simple words, and tell only if a child asks. And can we anticipate all the questions that arises at the time of teaching? Some questions we may not anticipate also. So don't hesitate to say you will get the answer the next class. Even if you don't know the answer, please don't feel bad, ma'am. Even we are humans. So tell the child, you will get the answer in the next class. So when we talk about water, tell them water doesn't come only from the juice or the water that you drink out of your water bottle. There are many foods that are rich in water. Talk to them about the summer fruits. Talk to them about the gift of God. God has planned everything in such a way that in summer we get watermelon, we get muskmelon, all juicy fruits. When it is not summer also, we get grapes, we get tomatoes, we get cucumber, which is again food that are rich in water. Everything you introduce to the children, please take an opportunity to inculcate a small value. So when we talk about drinking water, we also should draw their attention towards flood and drought. So what is the value you can teach from this, ma'am? From
Water
flood.
is very, very precious.
Water is precious.
Water is very precious.
Excellent.
And we have to use it very carefully.
Excellent, ma'am. Excellent. So for the drought picture, you can say water is very precious. The flood picture.
Too much of water will be done.
Too much.
That will cause a problem.
Very good. Excellent, ma'am. Too much of anything is bad.
Yes.
May it be water, may it be a good food, may it be a junk food, may it be spending time. Okay, too much of anything is bad. So give them the pictures of flood and drought. Make them understand what is flood. Connect this to the recent happenings. I think last year we had a continuous 1 week of holiday. There was huge water outside. We had no Wi-Fi, and we couldn't conduct online classes also. So the children would have, the children in your class would have experienced all this. So try to connect whatever you teach to the experience, to their past experience, so that they can understand better, understand what you're coming to say. So tell them about the difficulties of flood, and tell them about what are the steps taken by the government to help people who encounter a lot of difficulties due to flood. Talk to them about the volunteers, volunteering association that comes to help the people who suffer from flood, who suffer from drought. So from this, you can give them a value, help others always. And also when you talk about drought, ask them to find out, is there a state in our country which face this serious effect, this drought, and what are all the remedies that the government is trying to make to help the people, and how the people struggle, how do they get water, because we cannot manage without food for 3 weeks also, but without water we cannot manage more than 2 or 3 days. So how do the people ask them to you instill this thought provoking questions in the minds of the children. encourage them to explore, find the answer and understand. So map skills. So every lesson we include map skills. So in this, what is the map skill you can instill? Mark the state that gets more rainfall, mark the state that gets less rainfall. Ma'am, whenever you do a map, you bring a real map to the classroom. But whenever you do a teaching, while teaching also you will tell this state gets more rain, this state gets less rain. I would suggest you to practice to draw a rough outline of India map. So that picture should be registered in their mind. And every time you draw a rough picture of the map, please help them understand the 4 directions: north, south, east, and west. Help them understand. So when you tell them it is towards the north, the children should be able to picturize the outline of the map in their mind, and they should be able to locate the place. So please, this is my suggestion. You will have some more innovative methods. If you find this interesting, please follow this in the class. So
Along with that, we are following to mark the oceans, Arabian Sea, Bay of Bengal, Indian Ocean. That also we marked in our school.
excellent, ma'am. Excellent. So for remembering
Direction
that,
plus this.
excellent, ma'am. Excellent. So for remembering that also, where is Arabian Sea? Where is Bay of Bengal? Where is Indian Ocean? You can ask them to remember the name Abi. A-B-I. A stands for Arabian Sea, B stands for Bengal, I stands for Indian Ocean. So make a triangle and ask them to remember Abi. But they have to place Abi properly. Otherwise, the girl Abi will get confused. That also insists in the classroom. So there are a number of water facts, ma'am. One fact says, that was very catchy and very interesting. One fact says there is the same amount of water on the earth as the time the earth was, it was when the earth was formed. So what can we, what point can we pull out from this, and what can we teach our children, ma'am? The same amount of water is present on the earth now. In one time of, earlier, there was no water scarcity. There was enough water for everyone. Nowadays, we find water scarcity. People find it difficult to get water. What is the reason? What is the reason?
Occupying that
because of industries and urban areas are becoming more.
Excellent, ma'am. Urban areas are becoming thickly populated. That is one reason. Ma'am, don't you think human activities are inhibiting the rainfall?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you remember every quarterly exam when I was a schoolgirl, I will carry an umbrella to write my exam. And I remember it, ma'am. Every quarterly exam during September, it will definitely rain. Navaratri time, it will definitely rain. Carrying umbrellas only, we used to go to our relatives' house and friends' house. Does it rain during September? But after lockdown, after all of us have safely settled inside the house, after all of us have stopped doing all the human activities, maybe little we get to see rain. So encourage the children to understand that human activity is also a cause of water scarcity. Our population, I accept. Industries, I accept. Humans also should take the responsibility. Use only whatever you need. Don't be so greedy. Don't grab everything from the nature, because when you grow up, when you become the citizen, the nature will have nothing to give back to you. You have to save it, like money. Will you throw money? Ma'am, you can compare like this. The children understand the importance of money. Recently in class 1, I was asking the children, what do you want to become when you grow up? Each one was telling something else. One boy said, I want to become an actor. I was really shocked to hear this. He said, Miss, I want to earn crores and crores of rupees by becoming an actor. While telling this, he was having his eyes wide open. So they know the importance of money. So you compare water to money. You ask them, will you throw whatever is there in your daddy's purse outside? No. So consider water also like that. It is very precious. So whatever facts you come across, just to make it interesting, you come across, you can tell the children again, make it age appropriate. So talk to them about irrigation. What is irrigation? What are the steps taken by the government for irrigation? How it helps the farmers to grow crops. Now, while talking about irrigation, please empathize the students towards farmers. Identify them as a backbone of the country. The purpose of the building dams. Explain to them the purpose of the building dams. Give them a homework. What are the different dams that are in Chennai that supply drinking water, that supply irrigation? You can give them a homework and ask them to find out the names. Ma'am, whatever assignment you give, record it in the classwork, ma'am. If you ask them to do it in a paper or something else, they will definitely not submit. And it will be difficult for you also to keep a follow-up. Whenever you give an assignment, whenever you give an activity, please don't miss to follow up. If you don't follow, they will not. At least 10 in the class will be there who will not submit. Yes or no? Am I correct?
Yeah.
So
Yes,
we are,
ma'am.
yes,
Yes, ma'am.
yes. So we are also inculcating another value: punctuality, sincerity, being honest, whatever. So we should instill that whatever is given as activity in the class should be submitted. Otherwise, my teacher will not spare me. Initially, you keep on insisting. Later on, it will become a habit for the children. So they will. You need not ask them at all. The next day they will bring. So while talking about irrigation, don't miss to talk about the farmers, the hard work, and help them understand that whatever food is prepared at home is the result of the hard work, hard effort of the farmer under the hot sun. Please don't waste. Use only or eat only what you need. Bring only what you need. Ma'am, here it is very pathetic, but I have to say, you need to talk to the parents also. Sometimes parents give too much of food, thinking that my child will eat at least 50% of what is given. Even if you fill whatever the child needs, only the child will eat. So talk to the parents, talk to the children, and stop wasting food also. Water dams. What are the uses of water dams? Water supply, irrigation, flood control. Explain to them how it is used for flood control. Explain to them how hydroelectric power. Talk to them about turbines, how the speed rotation of the turbine helps in generating electricity. Everything. Recreation. Sometimes, how many of you have gone to Satanur Dam as a picnic in your school days? So for recreation, for just leisure time, to have a leisure time also, we use dam. And what are the different art integrated learning we can do in the topic? Art integrated learning helps the children to develop motor skills, language skills, social skills, decision making skills, also teamwork. Teamwork is improved, is enhanced while they are divided into groups and when they are encouraged to do art integrated learning. Ma'am, while doing art integrated learning, not only these, their understanding of a particular topic also improves. So create a basis for better learning. So please don't miss to do it. I would suggest teachers, when you do all this for a particular topic, sometimes you may not be able to complete a topic within the scheduled time. Don't bother at all. We are not teachers who are chasing, who are running at the back of the syllabus. We are teachers whose objective is to carry on the concept to the children's mind in such a way that it is retained in their memory for a longer time. They apply whatever they have understood in your classroom to the other activities. Right, ma'am? So even if the schedule of 1 week is going beyond 2 days or 3 days, please don't worry. How do you think a topic will get completed? For example, sources of water and irrigation. When do you think it will get completed? What do you mean by completion of a topic? Do you mean by that reading all the pages in the reader and making them do the book back exercise, giving them question answers related to the topic. Does this mean completion, ma'am? No.
No, no.
Yes, excellent. So decide what are all the key points, key topics. There may be something else which may be less important also. So give less important to that. Teachers should decide which is very, very important for the child, which will go with the child, travel with the child for a long way, which is the basis for the child, a child should have when he goes to the higher class. You decide and spend more time on that. And once you feel that you have justified all this, the topic gets over, only then, ma'am. Please have this in the mind. So definitely do art integrated learning. Don't miss to do it. So some posters which I found interesting, I've just shown it to you. We use water. This I think you can do for lower classes. You can give ideas. Sometimes don't give ideas, because our objective is also to improve their creative skills. You give them the topic. You have to make a poster or make a model to bring out, to explain the different uses of water. See, this is an innovative idea, a water droplet, and with the help of ice cream stick. And one more thing, whenever you give them an poster making or art integrated learning, please repeatedly insist, don't buy costly things from outside. Use whatever is there at home. Recycle whatever you have at home, recycle it, use it. Please don't buy items from outside. So this is a model making which explains sources of water. Recently for class 3, we gave model making rainwater harvesting. When we gave that topic, I was little worried whether the children of class 3 will be able to do this. It was online class, so we were not able to make them do it in the class. So we asked them to do it. Some children were coming to the school. It was a hybrid class. Ma'am, the children came out with beautiful ideas, with simple ice cream cups, with simple cardboards or charts, whatever they had at home. Because we repeatedly insist, in our school, we never encourage the children to buy pictures or buy costly things from outside to make poster making. We insist that. We insist that in the parent-teacher meeting, we send it as a note. Whatever is available at home only should be brought for model making. So model making will improve the child's learning process. So activities, you can decide. I have given some of the activities which I thought will help. Ma'am, you can decide other than this also. You can, for class 5, you can give a topic and you can make it a debate. You can give puzzle solving, grids, riddles in club activities. You can do this grids or riddles and engage the children in doing that. You can give a role play, take a character of someone and you can explain the importance of water or the 3 R's, anything. Unpack ideas given on the topic. So give a topic to them and improve. This will improve their speaking skill. So by giving this activity, you are in a way helping the English teacher also. English teacher will become very friendly with you if you give this topic. Unpack ideas on the given topic. Talk on the given situation. Find ways. How will you tackle when there is a drought, when there is a flood? Help the children to think. They will come out with simple ideas. Whatever ideas they come out, please encourage them. Please motivate them. Value their ideas. And apart from this, whatever ideas you get, please proceed with that, ma'am. So values. What are the values you can instill in the children, the minds of the young children in the given topic? Sensitize the students towards the requirements of birds and animals to live. All the living things need water to live. We are humans. We have well-developed hands, legs. We have the ability to move around, to think and get water. How will the birds and animals think? How will the birds and animals get water? Nobody is there to take care of them. So it is our responsibility, because they are our coexistence. It is our responsibility to take care of the animal. Definitely insist them. Recently, we made an activity, ma'am, where we encourage in our school, we encourage the children to give grains to the birds, keep a bird bath in their terrace, take a picture or small video, and we made them upload the video, and for this we gave them certificates. So you can think and do some motivational activities which will instill actually the values in the minds. Discuss the ways of saving and reusing water. Water wastage is a crime. Sow this thought deep in their minds, ma'am, because they are the future generation. Your child and my child or the future generation. To keep the resources safe for the future generations, we have to do groundwork. We have to do planning right from now. Water is precious. Use only what you need. Not only water, the natural resources. Use only what you need. So tell them about World Water Day. And you can do some activities on World Water Day. Once we took out on a rally. Ganeshni ma'am was also there. We were parallels, and we decided, took out a rally. We went with the children. The children made beautiful posters to carry them along with them. They came out with slogans. We just took them to 2 or 3 streets in a line to create awareness of water conservation, to create awareness among the people of the importance of water. So you need not wait for the water day to come. Any one day you can do this. You can do an activity in the classroom to instill the importance of water. Okay. So with that, we will stop. Water, I don't know how far it was interesting. Whatever I thought I should share, I shared it. Here I would like to thank our management for giving us a wonderful opportunity. It was really nice. It was like traveling through my yesteryears and bringing back all that I have acquired. So now this picture that you see on the screen, I just want you teachers to speak out. What do you understand from this picture? Whatever comes in your mind, please feel free, ma'am.
Too much of a knowledge bombardment for the child.
He is in confusing status, I think so.
When the child read only books, he'll be saturated.
Child
Reads only books, he'll be saturated.
Okay, he is forced to read so much of books. Okay, the child is bombarded with too much of activities in the class. Wonderful, excellent. Ma'am, the child is really confused. Too much of books in front of him. He is unable to understand anything. He is unable to grasp anything. What do you call such children? Slow learners.
Slow
There will be
learner.
at least 10 children in the class who are slow learners, and it is our duty to cater to the needs of these slow learners also. We have to work for all the 40 students in the classroom. So keep on telling. This, I found it very catchy. All the flowers of tomorrow's or the seeds are in the seeds of today. Every seed is going to germinate, is going to grow as a plant, is going to give out flower. So every child in my classroom is definitely going to gain some knowledge and definitely going to do his part to make our country proud, make the school proud, make the teacher proud, and keep on insisting this. Which step have you reached today? Till a child who feels, I won't do it, I can't do it, push him to the step where he starts thinking, I want to do it. How do I do it? He will think, I will try to do it. I can do it. I will do it. And our success lies when the child reaches the step. Yes, I did it. So this we will carry as our motto when we go into the classroom. So what are the characteristics of slow learners? Slow learners will not do good in a test. They will not be punctual in submitting. They will not be punctual in submitting their assignments. They will be very less in confidence. They will do their works very slowly, board copying or whatever it is. And whatever you present in the classroom, they will grasp it. Their grasping power will be lesser compared to others. So how will you cater to the needs of these slow learners? Ma'am, while preparing your teaching methodology, learning objectives, learning outcomes, please keep these slow learners also in your mind. Give them enough motivation. When we talk about motivation, I want an answer from you teachers. Who are the children who need motivation in the classroom?
Definitely the
Weak
slow learners
students,
only.
ma'am.
Slow
The
learner.
weak
learners.
Weak
students.
students only.
Okay. Which means you say
Weak.
that the super smart children do not need motivation?
Ma'am, everyone wants motivation,
Yes.
ma'am.
Everyone in the classroom, all the 43, because sometimes it may happen, a super smart child may think only the slow learner is getting appreciation. So from tomorrow, I will also write slowly. So Miss will come to me and talk to me, pat me on my back. Please don't do that. All the 40 children in your classroom definitely needs motivation. So what is the motivation you can give to your children, ma'am? What sort of motivation you can give to your children?
Ma'am, a pat, a
A
kiss.
pat, excellent.
And
A pat will
a
definitely
kiss.
work, ma'am. A pat will
kiss.
definitely.
Ma'am, a kiss.
Can you do that, ma'am, now? We are amidst pandemic. Please don't do
No,
Giving
that,
ma'am,
ma'am.
no.
their hand, giving stars, giving stars.
Ma'am,
in their-
I've seen some teachers doing it, but I am against it, ma'am, because we do not know how sensitive the child's skin is. So please
No,
don't
miss.
do it, ma'am.
No, in the
miss.
books we can give.
Means,
In the book you
no.
can do.
By
Excellent.
giving stickers of
Excellent. In the
chocolate.
book you can do, but don't do it on the child's hand. Even if the child demands for it, don't do it, ma'am. Then your trophies, certificates, pads, and all things, you value, you respect their thoughts. That will be the greatest motivation you can give to a child. Give them lots of appreciations. Your word of
Yes.
appreciation means a lot to the children. Even if the child comes out with a very simple answer, but right answer. Ma'am, in the line of motivating, please don't motivate a wrong answer. If the child comes out with the wrong answer, you very subtly tell the child that no, child, this is not the right answer. This is the correct answer. But if the child comes out with the right answer, which is very simple, please don't miss to motivate. Tell him excellent. Next time, to get your excellent, definitely the child will come out, will try to come out with an answer. Give them lots of appreciation in the classroom. Give them the trust that even if the child makes a mistake, teacher will only correct. Teacher will not scold the child. Normalize their mistakes as a platform to learn and grow. Please don't exaggerate the mistakes the children do in the classroom. Do everything to motivate the children. So motivation is another teaching aid along with the enthusiasm that you will never miss to carry. So how to work with these slow learners? How can you do to work with these slow learners? Reduce distractions by providing a quiet, private place to work. Can we give a private place for the children, for the slow learners in the classroom? How can we do that? By engaging all the children in a particular work. And when you give some work to the other children, see that you give some lighter works to these slow learners. That will give them a confidence to learn better. If you give a heavy task, but the children should not know this distinction. Give a lighter task to the slow learners so that they will also find themselves amidst the super smart. They will also find themselves working along with the others. They will get some motivation. They will get some encouragement. They will get some learning process also. Emphasize strengths. Use lots of praise, reinforcement frequently. Make lessons short. Limit working time. Every school, I think, encourages evening remedial classes for slow learners. So you can do all this in the remedial classes. So the lesson that is done in the classroom in detail may be brought into simple words in the remedial classes so that the children understand. Let us not encourage any more memorizing, rote learning. No, let them understand. Let them have experiential learning. Let them understand the concept and let them reach the acquire the skills, whatever you want the child to acquire. Add variety to the academic routine. Do active things and use educational games, puzzles and other techniques as much as possible. Ma'am, once you identify the slow learners, once you identify the reason, the cause for their slow learning, you will come out with n number of innovative ideas on how to improve them, how to make them an average child. Please think and do it. Work on material that is challenging but allows success. You may think, how will I explain this particular concept to the child, because it is very difficult. But when you think, you will arrive at some strategy which will help you to reach out the difficult concepts in an easy way to the children. So whatever other techniques that comes to your mind, please do it. But ma'am, don't miss to identify the slow learners. If without identifying the slow learners, if we are going to apply whatever we have learned in this 1.5 hours of session, will become a waste. So learn to identify the slow learners. There may be 2 causes for the slow learning, ma'am. One is they may lack basically by default some intellectual skill. Let us not exaggerate it. Let us try to make them, push them to the next step. Sometimes the child may have some adverse atmosphere at home, some disturbing things at home, because of which the child is reacting differently. A child may need lots of encouragements, lots of appreciation. We still have one child in class who didn't do well in the exam, but he did too good in the retest. Because in the retest, we were sitting next to him, we were helping him. I was giving him high five for every answer. He expected a high five from me. I gave him high five. He very enthusiastically he was answering, ma'am. He answered on his own. The child who was able to do it in the retest, why was he not able to do when we conducted examination? We have to think. Such children are there in our classroom. We have to think, identify and do something for such children. So what can we do? Repetition. Repeatedly, ma'am, repeatedly say something. Definitely the child will understand. Out of the key points that you have recognized, you recognize some of the key points for these slow learners and take those key points into your remedial class and please encourage them to learn. A differentiated instruction, teach important concepts. Just now I leave out some of the less important details, teach some important concepts, and this will help in filling the gaps in basic skills. It helps the students to stay with the other children. They will feel that they are in par with the other children. You do something to the children, to the slow learners also. Peer tutoring. We are encouraging this in our school, ma'am. A friend who is sitting near the slow learner can also be encouraged to help the other child. So here again, you are inculcating a value in the child of helping others.